Da 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 da. It's the Madam Askew and the Grand Arbiter. We're having a show in the middle of the night. The blood moon was last night, but now it's time for a bloody good time. Woo!
Yeah!
Yes, we're
Woo!
dancing. Look at our little characters dance. They're having a great time.
They're so dancey. They really get that jive on.
They
And
really
like
do for a really long time. Like an uncomfortable amount of time. This is enough time to think about our life choices. I'm thinking about how Lord Asplund hasn't started our taxes, and I need to start nagging him. Truly achieve my true form of the Nagatron 10,000, a steampunk machine that's designed to. It was designed to replace the sexism involved with nagging, to make a machine shaped like a man, only to nag.
Yeah.
And it's got a really effeminate tone, and it goes like, "Girl, you haven't done the thing yet. Girl, how have you done the thing yet? Shameful. Shameful."
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. 'Tis I, Madam Askew, and I am here with the Grand Arbiter, and we are welcoming our wonderful special guest, Emily Vincent, to join us for tea tonight. Hello, Emily.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
And welcome, everybody. And yes, oh yes, we are spicy tonight, Cindy Joy. We are spicy. I don't know why. It may be the chai in my tea, more masala, more clove in the mix. I don't know, but we are spicy.
I think it's also that I put slightly too much sugar in my Assam today. It's just slightly too much. Not it'll be fine with the second cup, right? Because you'll add more. It'll dilute.
Yeah.
But,
you just have to, Also, yes, Emily is here. Christina, thank you for Christina, who is the person who facilitated this connection. Thank you very much, Christina. And also, look at June. Lady June Squirrel is so responsible, a paragon. You're doing the thing better than Elon Musk is by about 10,000%. Congratulations!
Lord,
all the percents. Yeah.
We're going straight for the guillotine today, I suspect.
It's because we started with taxes. I just,
I mean, it was a conversation. We talked about how we've all been harassed and annoyed by things in the world, and now we're talking about
yes,
harassing and annoying stuff.
And tea and pirates.
So, and pirates.
We are here, and we're going to absolutely be talking about tea and pirates because Emily has a wonderful game coming called oh my gosh!
Pirates of the High Teas. I got you. I was like, Madam Askew's throwing it to me. I got it. I'll catch it very slowly.
Good.
That's sort of like a football end of the movie type situation.
Yeah, I was
and Emily's running for the touchdown.
Yeah. And
I was having a real Rudy moment. I can't play football, but I can throw you the ball. Yeah. So we are also all in the midst of so much going on right before convention time. Emily also has a big thing coming up. We're going to talk about it. But we've got Wild Wild West Con on the horizon. Do not tell me the date. I know, but don't tell me because I'm the Han Solo of sewing and you can never tell me the odds. I'm going to get it done somehow. And that's what we're going to leave it at. But Wild West Con is coming and we have so much to do for that. But also we have a code for a discount for anyone who has not yet picked up, I don't know, their tickets for the concert or their tickets for the burlesque show. We have a discount that's good for 50% off those tickets, as well as a big discount on your day badge or your Maverick weekend pass. And I guess it's just because we're so pretty and nice that we have
we are pretty and nice. And also, knowing us is a boon to your finances. As a reminder, there's nothing luckier than keeping 2 gays in your pocket. Keep a lucky $2 bill in your pocket. Nothing's queerer. It's clear and clear. Luck be a gay tonight.
So I'm going to post that that wonderful little discount code in the comments, but also if you are so moved, you can always message us and just tell me the Tea Dragon sent you, and I'll hook you up with the special code. So that's our gift to all of you by way of Wild West Con, and I hope that you are planning to see us there, because we're very excited.
I mean, I guess you don't have to if you don't want to, but if you're out here trying to break my heart, I guess that's how it is. I guess we weren't as close as we thought we were. We're at the Madam Askew, I think we're at the tragic midpoint of the romance story where there's a miscommunication.
No, not the second act.
A great romantic gesture and come to Wild West Con to ensure that the romance blossoms anew.
Yes, very important.
Emily, we are not ignoring you, but we are.
I'm having a great time. I'm having a fabulous time. Don't you worry about me. I'm here with my tea for the show.
Woo, tea!
And also, well, it's also then with the boombox that says with "Don't Stop Believin'" playing on the boombox as they're running down the hallway. The incredibly long Casino del Sol hallway. It's a long hallway. I don't think we understand how long this hallway is. It is like if we were to do a fashion show, we could fit so many people in this hallway.
That's true. It's madness. The hallway goes forever. It's infinite hallway. Also, hello, Susie Q. It's wonderful to have you here, friend. Thanks for joining us. And also, Tracy says the hallway is actually the boulevard, and it's a journey.
It's a journey. It's a journey.
But it's coming. We're so excited to be back with all of you at Wild West Con. And if you think I'm not going to be talking up Emily's game there, you're wrong. I am obsessed with this game. I'm so excited to be talking with you again, Emily. We had a wonderful conversation back in February, so long ago. That was like 500 years ago now.
Weeks. There were at
Amazing.
least two.
At least two. I've lost track of time. So much is going on.
Time is meaningless.
Absolutely.
I mean, time is its own reward, right?
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. We're just making up what's it called?
I can always get more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I do sometimes
reward
dream
myself
of just having like a jar full of time so that I can take it out when the deadlines are looming, or when I'm like, I really just want a nap. I want nap time.
So, Emily, you may not know this, but Madam Askew and I are obsessed with malphorisms.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what a malphorism is?
I think I do, but I wouldn't be able to spit a definition at you, so I'm going to ask you to... Like, I think it's one of those things that I understand in context.
So malphorisms is when you take two idioms and then you marry them together in a way that's madness. Okay. So, for example, we'll burn that bridge when we get there.
Yeah. Great. That's great.
We do that a lot. Also, completely unrelated to that. Hello, Sedone. Hello. Sedone is also part of the magical duo of the Steampunk Lady Scientists with Danaeus or Christina, and they introduced me to Emily.
They found me.
They found you. They found you in Phoenix, and brought you to the steampunk community, yes. Which is lovely because, strangely, without even knowing us, you made a game for us.
I knew you had to be here somewhere, right? I mean, yeah.
Here we are. Also, I'm so ready to talk about this game.
There we go.
I'm also ready, but because I am only a lieutenant,
Yeah.
Askew the captain. I'm like the second in command. I do all the real work while she sits and preens in the captain's quarters.
I mean, that's true. That is how that works, and also very true. How could we not, as a community, be drawn to a game involving pirates and teas? They even dressed up for the occasion, absolutely, because we love to commit to the bit. So, you and I had this great conversation, and at the time, the Grand Arbiter was in the comments a little bit, and I thought, the Grand Arbiter really needs to meet Emily. So I'm very happy that we're all here together, that you get to meet the Grand Arbiter, because he is obsessed with tabletop games.
I think that like you were always interested in board games, but I think I have elevated your board game experience.
That's true. You
I am your shepherd into the era of the crunchy world Euro game. You don't like it as crunchy. You like it a little less crunchy. You like a smooth,
A little more gooey.
A little
Okay,
more
smooth,
gooey.
yeah.
Yeah, a little more gooey than full up crunchy usually. I spend a lot of time in chess club and playing Go as a youthful person, and I think that sort of like ate up all of my desire for very crunchy games, because I'm not sure you can get more crunchy than chess and Go. So I did my time in the crunchy trenches.
Not to be too, but I would say Go and chess are strategic. And that's a strategy game. It's a lot about knowing the moves and knowing the order of moves, knowing your lines, as it were.
Yes.
That's true in all games. But Euro games, it's lots of like push small cubes on a map. And I know that you like a small cube. And that's really, I have sold you. I mean, there's a reason Wingspan is your favorite board game. And it's because it comes with both wooden cubes and very life accurate eggs.
They're so pretty.
They're so pretty.
They're almost like candy. If the piece could look like you could mistake it and accidentally eat it, that means that it's a good board game piece.
Yeah.
It's a threat to small children, but not to my enjoyment of a board game.
No. Now, Emily, I have had the opportunity to play your game, to see the demo copy. It's beautiful. It has all the things we're talking about right now. And so I'd just like to get in a little bit about how you came. First of all, of course, the question's always like, how did you come up with this idea for the game?
Yeah.
Right? But what I really want to know is how you decided on the balance of cozy, charming art to fun, crunchy pieces for people to play with.
Yeah, absolutely. So this game is about creating sets of tea to serve the captain, right? So we've got 30 teas, actually 31 teas now, and 72 dishes. And so we're pulling everything we could come up with from the Great British Baking Show and various other places and pirate jokes, right? So I really wanted to be giving Great British Baking Show in terms of the art. And so then throwing some puns and some bad pirate jokes on top of that was great. I will say I don't have cubes, but what I do have is pirate meeples. The
polyples are very good. A good meeple is an important part of any interesting board game. What I find fascinating is that it has a really interesting sort of tableau building experience. I love a tableau. I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm a big tableau builder. There's a lot of really great games that use tableau as an experience. That's where you build collections or sets of cards together to score points. A big popular one that's Evervel, if anyone's ever played that, Everdell, the little small woodland creatures one. I've played a lot of these types of games, and a worker placement game with a card-based set building companion is always a great, like, strategy and a great hit. I'm always curious about what in your worker placement game experience, what is one of the like things that you think makes your worker placement experience unique?
Yeah, so here's the thing. My board and description, it looks like worker placement, but you've only got one worker. And what it actually is a combination of worker placement and either action selection or action programming, right? Because it kind of harkens back to like a Puerto Rico where when you choose your action, you're also choosing your order in the round, right? And so your most lucrative actions are going late, which then push you to choose late next round, right? So it's also got some like King Domino turn order changes, right? Strategy.
That before.
Yeah.
We've played that as well. Great title. I'm a big fan of that. I play a lot of these types of games. So it's very like in my wheelhouse, as it were.
And you really did nail that vibe of like the coziness of Bake Off, with the slight concern that Paul Hollywood is a pirate captain and will be displeased, right?
Yes.
Very important to have like a little bit of menace because we're pirates, pirates of the high teas, right? But still pirates, and so there's got to be like, oh no, if we don't please the captain, things might go awry. But it's still very cozy and beautiful, and so charming. Bill asks a lovely question, and I think we have a sad answer for you, Bill. But Bill says, will anyone be demoing Pirates of the High Teas at Wild Wild West Con? I don't think so.
So here's my question, and I know you said we weren't going to say dates, but I actually have a content creator copy coming back to me. I don't know if I could ship it to someone who knows how to play. So maybe we'll take that offline.
Yeah, it's next week.
It's next week. Okay.
It would be a tight
if we could get it here by Thursday, we could make it happen.
Maybe. Yeah, let's talk offline. So probably not. Probably not, but maybe there will be a surprise copy.
Who knows what happens? And we have a whole table that might be available. So
that's true.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll see. I just started getting copies freeing up, so I'm like, I can put this in the mail.
We'll definitely do some kind of. I'll definitely, when we get closer, we'd love to do like we'll talk about it all.
We can also play online. I have an online implementation if you're willing to play on a digital tabletop.
Yes.
So,
yes. We need to teach Madam Askew all the skills required.
It's a browser based. It's called ScreenTop GG, and so all you need are your arrows and your plus minus and your mouse wheel, right? So
we use what's it called? Board Game Arena all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're like, that's doable. Yeah. Whenever someone says I'm gonna do digital tabletop, I think tabletop
either simulator or playground. Which you have
idea of manually shuffling cards always drives me a little bit insane.
No. I just use a browser-based one because it's great to play test online. It means I can play test with lots more people. So
yes. Oh, and no, what I'm hearing actually is just that we need to set up a date to do a digital playthrough and stream it.
There we go.
Talk more. And talk more.
Yeah. More. I love it. Let's do it.
So for everyone who's popping in and missed our sort of opening nonsense, we're here with Emily Vincent from Peacock Games, and we are talking about Emily's wonderful game, The Pirates of the High Teas, which is getting ready to launch as a Kickstarter on the 18th of March. So that's Tuesday. It's coming right up.
It's so soon. It's
will this be your first Kickstarter, or will this be
so this is the first Kickstarter from my publishing company, so it's my first self-published game, but it's actually my second game that's been on Kickstarter. I had another company, Flat Out, which is the publisher of Cascadia and Calico. They published my game Knitting Circle back in October on Kickstarter.
Yes. So exciting.
Yes.
And I love Cascadia. I love Calico. And so I haven't had the chance to play Knitting Circle, but I love that you are in this sort of revolution of cozy, charming.
Cozy forever. I think I'm gonna put this out there. There are
Yes.
publishers that are saying that cozy is over, cozy is dead, cozy has had its moment and is gone. I think cozy is forever. I think there are gamers who are just cozy gamers, and it's not that they just wanted to try something cozy for a while. That's the type of game that they want to play.
Absolutely.
And I think that because I am one. So
I think the big thing is also the board game space is going to go through a major shift in the next few years. We're going to see considerable changes, particularly on where things are printed, I suspect.
Yep.
Yep. Like, it's just a complicated time. I've
Mhm.
been in some way connected to the board game creation space for the last decade in a sort of passive way. I have one board game geek credit. I have a single
Yay!
one.
Awesome.
I was the designer of a expansion to the dueling card game 100 Swords, if you've heard of it.
Okay. I don't know 100 Swords.
Very popular in Brazil.
Okay. All right.
I don't know what to tell you. It's very old and popular in Brazil. I designed the one that was a tree-themed garden expansion.
I love that.
But I think that we're going to see a big pushback on how things are produced and where they're produced is going to matter a lot.
Mhm.
And things are going to change because I think what people want out of games is changing. A big push I'm seeing is a lot of the push into the dual type 2-player game experience as heteros have entered the chat and they have no friends.
You're not wrong.
You literally made me do a spit take. I was not prepared for that at all. And honestly, very cheeky Grand Arbiter, but not entirely accurate because we have been playing dual games for a long time.
Oh, no. I'm just saying that there's going to be an uptick in them because, as I said before, straight people have no friends to play board games with. So the market is changing to a 2-player model because you have to do it for the wife husband pair.
I will say I think the other thing that opens the door to are cooperative games because
Yes.
I like to play co-op games with my partner because we are both really competitive, me more so than him, and I get real mad when I lose. Right? So I make us play cooperative games so that it's
What's
a nice
your
night.
cooperative title of choice for the time being?
Oh, right now, well, it's been a while, but I liked playing Aftermath. And
yeah.
I mean, we've played a lot of Pandemic, but that was mostly pre-pandemic.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't imagine playing Pandemic in 2025. That's a wild idea. Also,
Yeah.
I'm a notorious power gamer, so I will watch someone make a suboptimal action and I will be like, I am very responsible and not crazy, I promise. You didn't just kill us. You did, but it's okay. We'll just die. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, I'm making us play my co-op games, right? So I'm like, you're just gonna play test with this with me again.
That's so fun.
Again. I love that. Also, we've got a lot of love in the comments for co-op games and for cozy games. And also, Susie, shout out to you. I love this whole set of games. Yeah. Wingspan, Flamecraft, you know, those are such wonderful games.
Yeah.
And I agree. Cozy is very much cozy forever, but also you know, those companies are wrong. Cozy is having a continuing moment. It's very big in literature. I know because I'm moderating a panel about cozy romance in sword and sorcery fiction tomorrow at Tucson Festival of Books. So it's like very here, and we're having this moment that's so difficult in the greater world. Things are really hard here in the States, and I think we're all craving that coziness, that connection, and the joy where you can take your competitive streak and, you know, make a perfect quilt, or, you know, take care of some birds and make sure that they are ecologically balanced. It's a very nice way to be competitive.
I think
Or
the other part
dragons.
is that
Or dragons.
there's this other component, I think, where cozy games there's a certain level of sexism attached to this, of course, right? There's a certain level of that. And then also, what is a cozy game is a hugely wide gamut of experiences.
Mhm.
Like, are we cozy in aesthetics? Are we cozy in gameplay? There are many ways in which this thing could manifest itself. And I think that the framework of like, oh, well, this genre, anytime someone says this genre is over, is like, that's where you're like, well, you're not aware of the markets that you're a part of, right? Marketing board games or any kind of experience is one that is difficult regardless.
Yeah.
And there's clearly a market for this, and there's clearly a market for these kinds of experiences, or people wouldn't continue to consume them.
Yes. Oh, and I love this. Cindy Joy, more cozy games, fewer new versions of Monopoly. Monopoly, the serenity, friendship, and relationship killer.
Yeah, also boring.
Well, can we get it to bring back the original version, the one that Parker Brothers never published? Because maybe that one's good, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's
But at this point, I'm like, you're telling me there's not a skill tree, there's not an economic exchange engine. I'm kind of already asleep.
Are there meeples? Do we have cubes?
I mean, there's a dog meeple and a shoe meeple, right? They're the metal ones.
I don't know if they're made of metal. I'm not sure they're meeples in the same.
Okay,
they have the spirit of meeples, but really, are they embodying the true meeple if they're made of metal?
They're the proto meeple. They're the meeple that existed before meeples existed.
No, the proto meeple is a bone.
We're getting into some Aristotelian nonsense.
It's like the first board game pieces are not metal. They're not anything of value. They're all like waste products. They're like bones and like little pieces of wood. Like they're all like your initial board game stuff that it comes out of like the Paleolithic period are all like things that you have around that you can make stuff out of.
Yeah, because the original dice were actual like knuckle bones from various animals, right?
Actual bones.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Is the proto meeple is I'm just saying that board games and necromancy are not that far apart. Is what I'm just getting to. The distance between board games and necromancy, it's not a far leap.
I love it. I love it. We went back like a step. You went back like an eon. It's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Great.
So I love what Susie says that cozy to her is largely the art style, not solely the art style, but the art is a big part of it. I think the vibes are set in part by the art, and that is a big part of it.
I also think it's like it doesn't necessarily need to be cooperative, but it can't be conflict oriented is what I would say. So like it's not about opposing other players, but more can you get good exchanges? Can you make good calls on what behaviors you're doing? Fail the sort of like the we escalate each other's gameplay forward experience.
Oh, I was going to say one of the definitions I've heard that I really like is that in a cozy game, regardless of whether you win or lose, you can feel proud of what you accomplished, right?
Yeah,
so
I think that's true.
You built a bookshelf, you filled it with books, you knitted a scarf, you served some great teas, and even if they weren't the most doubloons, you got to experience these different things, right? And so there's this feeling of satisfaction. So that I think sort of ties into a lot of mechanisms that sort of have you creating and building like tableaus and stuff like that.
I think that's something that I think is really valuable too is games where you're actually going to be really close at the end. So the closer the end scores can be, like with Euro games, you can have like scores that like really break the bank and everyone else is like, okay, well, we're not playing the same experience. But with with cozy games of that nature, they tend to be balanced in such a way that everybody kind of ends up in a similar pace and someone just ekes out a win. And I actually really like that. Daily Magic has a series of titles that do a lot of that experience, which I love. That experience of like, you have to work to like get slightly ahead, but you can't ever really break away point wise.
Yeah.
We
Sorry,
have a
I'm
good question on
Yeah.
the screen. Is Love Letter a cozy game? I've only played the lesbian version and it felt pretty cozy to me. But maybe I just get cozy with lesbians. I don't know.
I've only played a version that a friend of mine made that was with dice. I haven't actually played the traditional game.
Well,
It didn't strike me as cozy, but again, I've only played Love Letter dice. So by my awesome friend Maya.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, it feels at least it feels kind of like a cozy game to me. It's not super competitive.
Don't you knock each other out?
Yeah, players are eliminated.
There's player elimination. It's not cozy. Not cozy.
It's like, is Coup a cozy game?
What if we called it Coup Hugs? No.
Coup Hugs. Coup Hugs.
You were hugged to completion.
Scone Mistress says it's cozy adjacent.
I love that. It's cozy adjacent.
It's got cozy aesthetics, but maybe not cozy gameplay.
I think it's cozy aesthetics, not cozy in gameplay. It's also pretty, like, and I say this with all reverence, it's a little bit older, which means it predates this concept of game. So it's like, I think it lives in a space where it's like, I suspect it could have been in a different world.
It's a bridge. It's a bridge. Aww. It's a bridge. If you like the vibes, but you're like, I don't know, everybody, you can knock people out. That's not fun. It's your bridge to coziness. Just cross the bridge of love letters and come to Pirates of the High Teas, where you can be cozy and serve tea.
As a reminder for those who don't know, before we move into our Patreon corner topic, backing a Patreon early and often is the best way to ensure their success. So ensure that if you're going to back a Kickstarter, make sure you're doing it as soon as you can, because that initial success is what brings us to the finish line.
It's true.
So like really make sure that you are telling everyone you know if you want this game to happen, you have got to hustle, baby. You got to hustle.
Back on day one.
Emily's out here hustling. She is hustling. She is out here doing the Cupid shuffle all over the place to give a sense of it. I've posted the link in the comments. So if you haven't checked it out yet, the Kickstarter link is in the comments. You can click to follow and engage for when it launches, so that when it backs, you're able to do it right away. And again, do it right away as soon as you hear about it, because with new titles, with new publishers, it's so important to get that first initial launch so that Kickstarter sees this as an exciting new property. Not to be too about like how to market. I know you know this, Emily.
It's the algorithm, right? So the whole game is how fast can you fund and how big can you make that first day, right? Because if that is big, then Kickstarter pushes you up in front of lots of other people, right? And that's where, and there's lots of other people. Yeah, there's lots of people who are happy to back something that they know is going to get fulfilled because it's already, met its goal. And so
very close.
It was very close.
Like 5 more pledges.
Yeah.
Also, thank you, Scone Mistress, for sharing on your cozy fantasy group, because this is the jam. Look, it's fantasy pirates serving tea. It's so good. It's so good.
And I will say, during the campaign, in the comments of the campaign, we're going to be working on naming the pirates and the pirate ship. So the backers who are participating in the conversation there, I won't say that it's totally a cheerocracy, right? We'll be doing some voting, but if there's one that I'm just like, this is the answer, I might choose it anyway. But we're going to be getting insight. So if you'd like to name our 4 fearsome tea-loving pirate captains and our ship, get in and join that community. Join the comments.
Oh, this is so exciting. I love getting to help name things. And also, I have it on good authority from your good self that there's tea involved in the Kickstarter.
There is. So I have managed to identify a tea partner. I'm trying to figure out how to get it not in front of my name. Woo! Anyway, so I'm working with Many Worlds Tavern, and we are going to have an exclusive Pirates of the High Teas tea. It's called Corsair's Courage, and it is an oolong with lemongrass and butterfly pea flower. And so that's what I'm drinking tonight. It's a little. I can't. Oh, there we go. That's the direction I need to go. A nice
So it
bluish
immediately becomes
purple.
purple.
Yeah,
Rather than starting blue, it immediately
just starts
becomes
there.
purple.
I love. Well, you need the citrus to prevent scurvy.
Yeah, for sure.
So you just have to go
have it.
straight for it.
Yeah.
You can't mess about. You've got to have that citrus. Emily,
If we don't do this
so
Patreon corner,
excited.
I am going to have a manic episode.
We're gonna do it. I was just I was just segging Grand Arbiter. I was just segging into the Patreon's corner.
You're
goodness.
begging my life force out, is what you're doing.
I mean, look, Hussy, I already did that. I am much older than you, and look at how good I look.
Look,
So,
everyone comments on how stunning Madame Askew's hair looks with this new product she's using.
It's good.
Thank you. So, we're just going to jump into it rather than seg gracefully. It's time to get into our Patreon's Corner topic. This is voted on and supported by our wonderful Patreon community, without whom we could not be having tonight's Friday tea or any of our virtual events. And I certainly would not be spending my time making costumes. So tonight's topic, as voted on scones and above on Patreon's Corner, is piratical persuasion. We are going to debate which pirates would make the best tea time guests. I'm very excited. I know I've got some feelings about this, Grand Arbiter. You've got some feelings.
We have some thoughts. I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts and prayers.
Okay.
That's prayers. I have some scally wenches and priests.
All right.
All right. Emily, you are our guest tonight. Okay. Would you like to start us out? Or would you like one of us scallywags to get us started with the
I'm going to go with the low-hanging fruit here. I think Captain Shakespeare from Stardust would be a wonderful tea guest.
That's not low.
That's true.
That's high. That's peak.
That's what I call you are knowing your audience. You have engaged the queers. You're like, this is a movie that is about a straight love story, but is actually quite gay.
So gay. Also, look, is it Robert De Niro's best part that he ever played? Yes. It is. He should have gotten an Academy Award for that. It was amazing. He has the wardrobe. He's so ready for tea time.
So good. Yeah.
I think he's ready for tea time, but also he can make tea. He can serve it himself if he needs to.
No,
right?
He's serving.
He's got some skills to pay said bills, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. And he's got a wonderful team of pirates who all know his secret and are just like here for it. They love him. They embrace him. 10-10.
I just want the pink feather boa. I just want to have a tea with Captain Shakespeare. We're all in boas and we're just gonna.
Also, they're rambunctious, but they're not particularly violent. That's like the ideal kind of pirate crew you want to engage with. You want them to be fun at the party, but you don't want anyone to die.
Right.
You know what? They've all got their pinkies too. They're like ready for tea time because no one's lost any pinkies on that ship.
I suspect also none of them have scurvy. They seem like they've had plenty of citrus, is my sense.
Oh, you know what?
Unless
They're very
lightning has
tough.
like vitamin C in it that I don't know about.
I mean, or they're just stopping often and actually eating a balanced diet that includes fresh fruit and veg. They seem like they've got that kind of energy, right?
Yeah.
It does feel a little bit like we're having a very special episode when we talk about the importance of a diverse meal.
Well, we all know you need your salt and your fruit and your chocolate. That's the diversity
Yes.
of meals
Yes.
in this game.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
your European, your Chinese, your North African, and your Japanese, right? I think those are like the 4 fleets we got going on. So
That's it. And you've got flavors to go with all of those fleets, which is wonderful. And yes, someone needs to pull up Eve Riot's boa tutorials so we can all practice with feather boas in time for tea. So look, Captain Shakespeare, I can't possibly push back on that. I will absolutely have them.
No one is going to fight you on it. You have successfully avoided confrontation again, Emily. Great job.
It was a cozy debate. That's what I was aiming for.
Yes.
Yes.
Cooperative victory.
Yes, exactly. If I can't win, we'll make it a co-op.
Okay, madam, you're up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, look. It's Steed from Our Flag Means Death. He's got the wardrobe. He's so charming. Look, he's a little messy. He's like a little bit of a hot mess express, messy bisexual who's doing his best. But also, look at how dashing he would be at tea time.
I think my one concern with Steed is that he's not danger aware. And if we're having tea on a boat, I see a moment where he throws a teapot like really aggressively to express himself, and the boat rocks slightly, and then my face is melted. Like, this is the concerns that I have, that he has not got like the dexterity to serve tea on a boat without scalding me. That's my concern.
That's why you have
concern A.
Blackbeard joined him.
I feel like he would protect the fine china, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like he might let loose a knife.
Not my face.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's true. You might just get the contents of the cup, not the cup. Yeah.
Yeah, right? He knows how to do tea.
He does
I agree.
know tea.
Emily, he would absolutely protect.
He knows how to drink tea, but he is still a man.
He wouldn't know how to make it. He would not know how to make it.
He's landed gentry, baby. He don't know nothing about no making no tea.
You could invite him to tea.
That's why he's a guest. That's why he's a guest at tea. Also, ideally, Lady June Squirrel says you should just duck. That's obviously the right choice. Woo! But also, ideally, you invite Blackbeard with him, and he's very danger aware. So he'll like catch the flying like scones and like the random
or he'll decide to make it more interesting.
Yeah, I think the problem is that if you invite Blackbeard, you invite like, I'm not saying that he has bipolar disorder, but he's wildly manic at times and wildly depressed at others.
He is unpredictable.
I just think that he's very spirited. Very spirited.
He might decide to turn it into a bit of fuckery. Is that the term that they were using?
Yeah. They use that term. I also think those things where it's like, what if Steed and him go together, but they're currently in a tiff, and now it's a whole fucking deal.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're off
in their drama.
they're like in their like, Steed looked at something in a way that made Blackbeard jealous, and now it's like a whole deal. Or Blackbeard was not communicating his needs, and Steed wasn't listening because he doesn't. And they have had I live in a life where most communication is direct, blunt, and clear. I'm a very good communicator. Hashtag better than the people. But I just know that they'd come, and there's like, they're either like all over each other, which is its own kind of exhausting. or they're like in a tiff. And now we have that to deal with, which I have to tell you, pirates having a lover's quarrel, gays having a lover's quarrel, pirates having a lover's quarrel, gays having a lover's quarrel, gay pirates having a lover's quarrel. Like, we're increasing the risk to my body with each step.
That's true.
You're not wrong.
That's true.
Because remember, they did get invited to a fancy party, and they
like burned it down. Yeah.
Now, that boat deserved to be sunk.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. No, Bill is suggesting Annabelle Skyblade from Skyblade's Gambit by Robert Darlane. Look, if Robert wrote the character, they have to come to tea, because Robert writes peak tea characters. I did not make those rules.
They are perfectly steeped every time.
That's just the rules. Also, if you haven't been reading Robert Darlane and you like cozy anything, I'm just saying.
Right. He's right there.
He's wonderful. He's very cozy, and he writes wonderful cozy steampunk books, and he even has pirates. They're a little spicier than the steampunk books, but yes.
The masala of pirates, as it were.
It's like a little masala chai moment, and sometimes you want masala chai for tea time. I'm just saying, right? So
in the chat.
Absolutely. All right, so maybe not Steed. I don't know.
They're invited, I guess.
I'd take the risk.
With caveats, and I think we need to bring minders, is really what it boils down to.
Yeah.
We have to bring minders and maybe a therapist.
Oh, well, I mean,
like a couple therapist.
We're going to have tea and tea is what I think is going to happen under that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a gay brunch at this juncture.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is great.
Okay, Grand Arbiter. So we've got Captain Shakespeare and Steed and maybe Blackbeard at tea time. Who are you inviting to tea?
Okay, so I think this is a little bit out of the box and a little bit riskier, I think.
Oh, risky.
But I think we should invite Captain Hook from Peter Pan.
Okay, you came for Steed. You like Steed.
I think
Steed is a risk to me.
So here's the thing. Captain Hook, as seen in the Disney film, is more bumbling than he is in the book, right? He's sort of a bumbling. He's from an era of effeminate villains.
This is true.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And his number one fear is a clock. So if we really have a problem, we'll just set off the tea timer.
I think there's a very all right. That is very funny. I have to pause and give you a moment. That was very funny. But also, I think Emily was about to ask a very important question about which iteration of Peter Pan film are we talking about?
Well, the Captain Hook can come, but no one else is invited. It's just me and him. We're on a date now. That's what's happening.
But the one from the cartoon, or the one from Hook, or
the one from Once Upon a Time, me and him. It's not. Okay. No one else is invited to that tea time. It's a private tea now. You are all disinvited. Invitations rescinded. The ravens appear and rip them right out of your hands. Sorry, he's very handsome, and I have not a lot going on today. So, and he seems easily manipulated emotionally. So,
but what about the Hugh Jackman Hook? I think he'd be good for a group tea time, potentially.
I think so, with the understanding that, like, there's nothing of great value and that we are in no way a threat to his immortality.
Right. Yeah. We'll just... only have finger sandwiches.
I
and
think
no
like if we just
valentines.
present as evil as him, I just think as long as you present as evil as him, right? Like you're like also dressed sort of dramatically and just hate children, which I don't hate children, but I can play one on TV.
A
Yeah.
child.
One who
No.
hates children. I just act like a child sometimes. It's a different problem. No, but like I think there's enough variety of Captain Hooks to go around.
Yeah.
I think that in general they're clean, which is kind of rare in a pirate, to be honest. So like
Yeah.
we are focused on mostly clean pirates. None of us are going to invite, he who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Yellowbeard.
No.
No. Well, I don't know how to not name
he
a
has
most
5
famous
movies.
6 movies, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that pirate. No,
Yeah.
we're not going to have him.
We're-
He's filthy.
we're all
Dirty.
We're
and
also not
smoky.
naming anyone from Black Sails, so
Oh,
Yeah, no.
but
Goodness.
I did think of one more, who I always think is Captain Hook, but is not. In Muppets Treasure Island, Tim Curry. Was he Long John Silver? Who was he?
Oh,
Yeah.
Long John Silver has a different problem, though.
Okay.
Because Long John Silver is obsessive and dangerously obsessive.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying that he would try to reel us into some kind of con. He is what I would call the pirate equivalent of a timeshare salesman, except he's trying to sell you on a treasure. Do you want to be trapped at a tea time with a person trying to con you into the multi-level marketing scheme of a treasure island?
I don't know. I feel like I could just watch Tim Curry pitch me a timeshare. I'd be happy to sit in a room.
Yes,
be
look,
pitched.
it's going to be a very entertaining.
The bar is it Tim Curry though? Sorry, I forgot. Y'all are of a certain. You're of a certain age.
We're all over 30 and we like Tim Curry. That is it.
I get it. I get the concept of that, but all I can think of is like, and with 3 easy payments of $49.99, you too can own 1/3 of this treasure island.
Or he's just now really obsessed with bringing like the best sarnies to tea time, and he's like, I've got this treasured recipe for the best cucumber sandwich that you've ever experienced. Go on this journey with me to get cucumber sandwich magic.
I'm just saying that you are telling me a story about how if it's Tim Curry, you will fall for like a Mary Kay experience, and I'm not living for that.
I don't know if it's the experience. I mean, I wouldn't buy anything. I wouldn't set off on a journey.
That's what you say when you meet him, but then he's very charming and he's very nice and he's trying really hard to convince you. And it's Tim Curry. So your walls degrade over time. And then you're suddenly hand over fist shoveling in the dirt, digging at some random island.
I'm glad that's where you went, because at first I was like, where is this going? Oh no. Apparently Treasure Island is based on a real pirate story. I had no idea. I'm actually terrible at pirate history. I know this much, but I'm great at fictional pirates, because I would also, if we're going to have Tim Curry's Long John Silver, then I also want to invite Kevin Kline's Pirate King from Pirates of Penzance. So,
sure.
Sure. Just like have a half dozen delightfully queer pirates, please.
Yes.
That would be delicious.
Although who we should be inviting to tea, though, is Zhang Yishao, the pirate queen.
Yes. Well, also she has the best tea. selection.
obviously.
Yes.
She's going to bring the tea. We're going to
Just
have
so
the
we're clear, I
message.
definitely swallowed an entire cup of tea into my lungs. So I hope everyone enjoyed my suffering.
Yeah, no, I hate that for you. But also, I love this conversation. This has been absolutely delightful. Emily,
Deeply unhinged, but delightful.
I stan Tim Curry's Long John Silver for coming to tea. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to push back. I think that's a great choice for tea.
I'm just saying I would like to be sit far enough away from him so he does not start a conversation with me about how I should follow the black dot or whatever.
You'll be in the corner with Captain Hook, and so having your moment.
We'll be talking shit. We'll be talking shit about these trashy
You'll be
pirates
spilling
with
some
their
tea.
trashy outfits.
Blackbeard and Steed are going to be over in the corner, not talking to each other. You guys are going to have a corner, and we'll just be hanging out with Tim Curry and Kevin Kline.
Yeah, right. No.
And Zheng Yishao. We're doing great.
Zheng Yishao. We're going to have a wonderful time whilst Grand Arbiter is flirting with Captain Hook.
I'm not flirting. We are not. Okay. We're going to get a little. He's clearly a bottom in every conceivable way. Come on now.
Oh.
He is a power bottom with a tiny, short little top. I don't know what to tell you. We are not compatible in that way, but we certainly will be. We will just be. They're here again. I wonder what emotional problem they're bringing to the tea this time.
Oh, so many. They brought a whole satchel.
We'll talk about how we hate children together. It'll be great. We'll be like, fuck them kids.
Terrible. This, however, has been wonderful tonight. Emily, we obviously need to set up another date to chat and to play games and to do all the things. I am so excited for Pirates of the High Teas, and I cannot wait for this Kickstarter to go live so I can give you my money, because I desperately want a copy of this game so I can be that friend that everyone's like, oh God, she's bringing that game again, isn't she? At least it isn't Wingspan.
No, she's slowly accumulating enough of tea-based games where she's like, this is my tea dinosaur game, and this is my tea dragon game, and this is my tea pirate game. She wants the tea plus additional theme game series.
Yes.
She's going to build a
I see nothing wrong with that.
There's a gauntlet you must persevere through.
Yes. Are there other tea games? I would like to know about them, and I would like to have them. That is where we're at. And if there are not, please make them, because I want to play them. That is very simple. As simple as that.
Well, and Emily will certainly be connecting again to promote you at the midway point for sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll just let you know when we're going to get through our
Wild West Con
into the return to Halloween. We're gonna be knee deep in the jack-o'-lantern, as they say, next week. So once we are out of our pumpkin guts encrusted costumes,
no guts, no glory.
No guts, no glory. We will certainly be inviting you back to talk about the status of your Kickstarter and to talk about some fun things that people can get when they back you, and maybe what some of the extended goals might be.
Yes.
Depending on where you're at, we'll talk about what's happening.
Sounds great.
And we will definitely remind everyone on the 18th to get out there and to back this game. We're very excited. Clearly, we're very excited. Emily, you didn't know us when you started this journey, but thanks for creating a game for us, for our community. How amazing. So delightful. And very good wishes to you on your Kickstarter. For those who have had a wonderful time tonight with the three of us, being unhinged, talking about everything, talking about tea and nonsense as we love to do. Emily and I had a wonderful longer conversation that is available on our YouTube channel, where you can learn more about Emily, more about the process of developing this game, and more about the game. We had a wonderful conversation before. Emily, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for welcoming me into this community.
Absolutely.
Well,
Now that I found it.
Well, be
Yes.
sure to be on our Discord so you can tell Emily all about your favorite questions about this event. So,
Yes.
Emily, what's your handle on Discord so they can all at you?
I'm Emily Keeps Kitties.
Yes.
And I am in the Discord, and I will also be posting about this on the 18th to help
Yes.
remind you.
Yes.
So just
you can at
keep all
me.
in the loop. And as next week, Mamescue, cover your ears.
Oh,
Okay, folks, next week we will be at Wild Wild WestCon. It is in several days. It is not far at all. We will start streaming as soon as we're able. As much as we are able, we're going to stream to YouTube. As much content as we're able to share. Be sure to get your tickets. It's really important for you to get your tickets and to tell people, particularly locals, to make their way towards Wild Wild WestCon. That's how conventions stay alive.
are you ready? Am I done covering my ears?
Yeah, I was saying the date in which the con would return. So I needed you to not be exposed.
So, and I'm certain the Grand Arbiter was about to remind you all not only to buy your tickets, but to use our super special discount code if you have not bought your tickets yet. Especially if you've been on the fence about buying a concert ticket for Saturday night or buying a ticket to the burlesque and drag show where we are hosting with all of our chums.
It's got to be sold out.
That sounds amazing.
If there's even a single seat empty in that place, I will remember it forever. It will be a scar upon my very body. I've debased myself to emotional manipulation. I've accepted this as my role in our friendship. You are the uplifter, the positive one. I'm the nag, and that's my job, and I take it with utmost seriousness.
Well, that's because you are the Nagatron.
Yes.
So everyone, as we are wrapping up to release the Grand Arbiter to go wilt in a pool of exhaustion from having to keep us somehow on the agenda tonight, please remember to treasure yourselves as we treasure you. And that means wash your hands, get those vaccines and boosters, eat your vitamins and minerals, get that tea with citrus in it. No one wants scurvy. That's a bad time.
No, it's ugly. It gets your teeth get real bad.
Right? Yeah. And also treasure yourselves by backing Emily's Kickstarter on March 18th. Get a piece of Pirates of the High Teas. It's a truly delightful.
You were there first. Let people know that you were part of the birth of a new board game to shake the world.
More tea goodness. Yeah. So, my darlings, you have your homework. These are the things you need to do to take very good care of yourselves so that we may all be together again to have tea and enjoy community. And if you don't, then I have to haunt you like an enraged cat. No one wants that. No one wants that. Grand Arbiter.
It's not goodbye. It's see you later.
Cheers, everybody.